So I'm today here with my good friends, Ryan, Sarah, Ivy, and... Oh, I'm supposed to ask you your name, actually. What are your guys' names?
My name is Ivy.
Ivy and?
Autumn.
Autumn. And then here's the big question that we're going to ask you. Do you like living in Meridian?
Yes.
Yes, good answer. So I'm here today with the Moores, and we're going to talk about their experience. It's been 4 years since you guys have been here, and so really the basic question is, any regrets on what life has been like here and your experiences here? So thank you, ladies, for joining us, and we will see you later. So, all right, hey, Ryan, Sarah, we were just chatting just before we came on air. It's been 4 years since you've been here. What have you loved most about Boise or Idaho so far?
For me, like it's a beautiful state, a lot of natural beauty. I do like the smaller population. I mean, we live in a very busy area, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just
In Meridian.
But as a whole, just feels a little more spacious. And being here in the Treasure Valley, just being right next to just amazing rivers and mountains and forests and just all the beauty that surrounds us. And it's just a short drive away, an afternoon drive away.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things I love the most.
Yeah. I love just like the family atmosphere of living in Idaho. I love the community aspect. Everyone is just really kind here. People look you in the eye when they talk to you. Teenagers greet you on the street.
Teenagers.
I know. It's like
it's true, actually.
crazy things. So it's just a little bit of a, like going back in time, it feels like.
So you guys moved from California, right? From where again?
Southern California, Lancaster.
Lancaster. How would you say, is there anything that you've noticed that's different about, let's say Meridian versus Lancaster?
We have water here.
Yeah, water is nice.
That's
By our standards, where we lived, it is not very windy here. I know the people, locals and people that have been here for a long time, they kind of think it's a little breezy, but for us, it's not, and it's very...
Because you guys get a lot of wind over there in
Yes,
Lancaster.
yeah, very, quite a bit, yeah. And so I've enjoyed that and being away from that constant wind. But yeah, the water is big. It's very, very green in the spring and early summer, which we enjoy. And I think one of the biggest differences for us is the 4 seasons here. They're very, very, each one is very distinct, and we're used to kind of there's summer and there's winter, and here you get a very distinct fall and spring seasons that we enjoy.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, has anything been maybe kind of surprising, something you didn't expect? Like you probably researched Idaho a little bit. I know you did because we chatted before you moved up here, but anything surprised you since you've been here?
I think for me, I was surprised how hot it can get in the Treasure Valley in the summer, in July and August especially. It's not something you think of as an outsider when you think of Idaho, right? But definitely can get warm, and we've experienced some of the some very warm summers here so far. But we can handle that. We're used to the heat.
Yeah. And it's such, the summer is such a frenzy here. Like, you want to do everything. So it's actually nice having it just be warm, and sometimes it is, hot. But there's so much water here, again. So it's like there's plenty of opportunities to cool down, and so it's nice, yeah. For me, I think something that surprised me, there's 2 things that I kind of think about. I've been kind of surprised at, local... native Idahoans. I think they tend to be more libertarian than I expected. A lot of people think of Idaho as just a conservative state, red to the core. And I think that Idaho, at its core, is more just live and let live, more libertarian. And that was kind of a little bit of a surprising realization for me, but it's not bad. It's just an interesting kind of thing.
That's a good point.
I feel like a lot of transplants here are a little bit more diehard conservatives than
Anything that's disappointed you? So you've been here 4 years. Are we in heaven here or not quite?
not quite heavy.
Anything disappointed you?
I guess personally, I've just been a little disappointed at my gardening skills.
Oh. What about you, Ryan? Anything? Or?
Yeah, I don't think there's any major disappointments. I think, one thing I think when we moved here at the time we did in 21, the real estate. I think Idaho, to a certain point, would have been viewed, kind of as a bargain, right? And then as we, made the decision to move, we were in the thick of it, of that market increase, and it was like, okay, these are like, there's some Southern California prices to be had out here,
sure.
So that was a surprise and a bit of a disappointment, but to me, like on the whole, it's a great place to be, and the overall cost of living is much better, and that helps with the housing and paying a little more than we would have expected to, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't anymore. They're not moving here strictly because it's cheaper to buy a house. Right? That's not the main factor. It's really way of life. That's what I've seen. That's why people are moving here. So kind of related to that, you moved from California, and I know there's a question a lot of viewers sometimes have, like, what's it like moving as a Californian into Idaho? Like, were you accepted? Were you like was an X put on you, or like what's your experience with that been?
I mean, generally positive. I think people, especially people that have been here a long time or they grew up here, like they tend to know. They kind of have a feel, like, oh, okay, you're probably a Californian, right? And usually when people kind of ask or guess at where I'm from, like they know.
Based on what?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. But
because I mean, you got the beard.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe it's just because there's been such an influx of Californians over the last decade or so. But no, like I have not once experienced. You hear a lot about it, right? But I feel like it's overblown because everyone we've encountered, that we talked to them about how we got here and where we've been and all that. They've just been nothing but interested and accepting, and had zero negative interactions where people look down on us or let it affect how they treat us. And they've been very accepting and kind, and happy to be here, and hey, let's keep it a great place to live, is their main concern.
Right.
Yeah, I've had that kind of comment of like, hey, as long as you're not bringing California politics, like you're welcome here. And that's kind of like the mindset that I've kind of encountered, and it's been very positive. Idahoans are very kind, and I think in general, like it's overblown, like that negative kind of perception.
I mean, I can totally understand Idahoans, whoever they are, right? Us, our hesitation at having thousands of Californians come in. My experience, though, has been that literally everybody that I've worked with that has come from out of the state they're coming here because of what Idaho is like.
Right.
They're not coming in order to make Idaho something different. They want to join the state rather than change the state.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I tend to feel positive, but there's always still a certain uncertainty about like what's going to happen 10 years from now, 20 years from now, but none of us know, honestly.
And I do feel for some people who have like grown up here and they can't afford to get a place, like they've lived here their whole life and they're just getting priced out. And so that does actually, I understand that completely, that like concern and that disappointment. And I wish it weren't so. But.
How has like been living here in Meridian been different than your experience in Lancaster? Anything stands out in that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit slower paced than Southern California, certainly, which I've enjoyed. It's super family oriented, which I mean, you find that anywhere, right? That people value their families, but I don't know. To me, it's just more apparent here. I feel a stronger sense of community with our neighbors, or just general around town. Like people, I've had to come out of my shell a bit, right? Having grown up in Southern California and tending to keep to myself. Like when I'm out and about, like people, they don't hesitate to just strike up a conversation, right? And now I find myself doing it more, which is a good thing, and I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think there's kind of like less suspicion of each other. I think in California, everyone was always wondering like, what are you doing? Like, or even if you were kind to someone, they were suspicious of you. Like, why are you being kind to me? Yeah, what do you want? And here, it feels very like warm and community oriented, like Ryan said, and just like it just feels nice. It feels like being part of a community where you're proud to live here, you're excited to live here, and you want to like help each other, kind of. Sweet.
honestly, I feel like you guys have totally nailed it living here. Like when I think about you guys, I think you guys like have totally become Idahoan, and I love how you do tons of stuff, and you guys are totally like plugged in. But is there anything that you do or that you miss here that you like maybe did back there in California that you're kind of like, I do kind of miss this?
Yeah. I miss going to Dodgers games. You know? That's one thing. I guess another, minor disappointment is like we don't have any top tier professional teams out here, or even anywhere close. I think the closest one now would be, you've got the Utah the Jazz and their new hockey club. So that's but that's, to me, that's a minor thing. Like I'm very happy to watch it in 4K on my TV.
And we have college sports here.
Yeah.
I mean, we had it there, but.
BSU did pretty darn good this year
And
too.
I went to
The
plenty of
Fiesta
games.
Bowl was a bit of a disappointment,
Yes.
but
Sad.
but they did really well. Top 3 or 2 things that you do here that you're like, I really like to do this.
Yeah. What you want to alternate here?
Sure.
The green belt, like any time of year too, going down to the river. And the last couple of summers, we've enjoyed taking people rafting, from Barber Park down downtown, and just floating the river and just enjoying that beauty. It's amazing how it's in the middle. The Boise River flows right through the heart of the city, but you feel like you're out in the wilderness when you're on it. So that.
Aside from the thousands of other people that
know,
doing it. If you hit it on a Sunday, there's a ton
pick
of
your
people.
spots.
Yeah,
But
know your days.
yeah.
I really enjoy, I love the seasonal farm kind of opportunities out here. I love in the fall going to all the pumpkin patches, and like Lowe's Farmstead near here is like a really big highlight for our family. We love going in the spring and in the fall. I love the flower farms in the summertime. I just
Have you been out to that lavender one out there?
Yeah.
I haven't actually. I see it, Every year I'm like, maybe we should go out there.
Yeah,
I
I'd like
never
to-
do.
Get out more,
The
Ben.
festival
I
sounds
know.
like
I'm always working.
So I just love to be outside enjoying the fruits of other people's labors, really, I guess. All of their crops and just the joy around the seasons. It's really fun.
Rodeo season as well. Like great rodeo scene here. in the
Caldwell
summer.
Rodeo?
Yeah, there's Snake River Stampede and Caldwell Night Rodeo. We went to the Eagle one last year for the first time, and the Cuna one is getting more and more popular. So we love hitting all the rodeos and just being in the atmosphere, and the girls love it.
Yeah, they do.
I gotta ask, do you have a cowboy hat?
I don't. They all the
only
ladies
one.
do.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, all the ladies do.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
needs to
think
get
I
with the
can.
program,
I don't
I
think I can pull it off.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, like I think what Ryan mentioned, I love driving to the mountains along the river, and I really love. I know it's not maybe specific to Idaho; it could be anywhere, but I love like our church community. Like that has been a huge game changer for us. Just feeling at home and having a family here, even though our family is still in California mostly. And so I think that has been just a game changer for us of getting plugged in and building kind of lifelong relationships here.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Awesome. Last question. Do you feel like Idaho has changed you in any way? Would you say you're slightly, a different person now that you've been here in Idaho for 4 years?
I don't know that it's changed me in any significant way, but it's made me appreciate different things, just like family and staying close to home. And it's easy to get distracted with all the different things, but especially I think because we did leave behind a good amount of family and friends there. Just like it's made us closer. And I guess that could happen anywhere, but I think it's made me appreciate just our family more, and just the time we have together, and doing things intentionally when we go out that are great experiences for our girls growing up, right? And just really and giving them a great place, a great neighborhood where they feel safe and we feel comfortable with them being out and about, and all that, just experiences that we had growing up that we wanted our daughters to have, and that they're getting to enjoy now.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know that Idaho's changed me, but it has changed my perspective a little bit of, like, I had a great childhood in California, and I'm so thankful to have grown up there. But when we go back now to visit our family, like, I think that Idaho has shown me that I was in some ways like missing out on like that like community aspect, or even like just the sweetness of like kids in our neighborhood just run around like at all hours of the night, and they're always playing football at the park down the street, and like
Even in the snow.
yeah, even in the snow. But that kind of like freedom, I think, was something that I was starting to not have where I was living, or where we were living, and I didn't even realize that I was missing that. And so I think that Idaho has like shown me that, you know, these things still exist, and it's a sweet thing for our girls to get to enjoy now.
Well, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you sharing your experiences. Hopefully that's helpful for some of you guys. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. But thanks to Ryan and Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you.